What's going on, guys? It's JSGC here and we're trying something new. So I'm going to do a nice summary / review analysis, all of my opinions obviously, on Manchester City's 2017-2018 season. I think this ends nicely the Man City season, and it'll move us nicely onto the transfer videos, which will probably be coming some point, maybe this week into next week, and then we'll be focusing obviously on all of the summer stuff, so World Cup and transfers, before we get on with the 2018-19 season in end of July towards August time. So this is my nice little summary. So I'm going to be talking about all the talking points throughout the season, players, coaching style, mentality, things like that. You'll get the gist of the video as I go through it. So first up, Man City are the 2017-18 League Cup and Premier League champions. We've done a double. We did the last double under Pellegrini, if you remember, in his first season. Some people have been comparing Pellegrini to Pep Guardiola, saying that Pellegrini is a better manager because he managed to do it in his first season at Man City, whereas Pep Guardiola managed to do it in two. I think that's a completely stupid argument, in my opinion. I think that the squad that Pellegrini was left with from Mancini was still a very good squad that was more than capable, obviously, of winning trophies. The team just didn't perform in Mancini's final season. Pellegrini was left with that squad, and he managed to perk that squad up. It peaked in that season before we had the decline over 2 seasons, and Pep was left with that decline over 2 seasons. He struggled in his first season to try and overturn it. He only had one transfer window properly to go at it. It took him the second transfer window to have properly assess the team, sort things out. And Man City was still not completely there, but we still managed to get the double this season, and we've obviously managed to hit 100 points, broken so many records along the way that we're now known as the Centurions, which is nice for the team to have a title to their name, because obviously I'd compare this easily with Man United's 99 squad, Chelsea's 04-05 squad, and obviously Arsenal's invincible squad. They all did miraculous stuff, and this Man City side has also done miraculous stuff this season that us City fans will be talking about for years to come. It's been an absolute joy. We've not been so good in the other competitions, quarter-final exit in the Champions League. I'm always happy for us to reach the quarter-finals of the Champions League. If it was to reach minimum the quarter-finals of the Champions League year after year, I think that would put our prestige up in Europe, because obviously in that time you'd be reaching semi-finals, finals, maybe even winning it. You know what I mean? You end up being in the right places. You end up asserting yourself as a very good European side. So quarter-finals, if you used to offer it me at the beginning of the season, say you're going to win the Premier League and the League Cup and get in the quarter-finals of the Champions League, I'd say, fine, fantastic, good season. Because we're going out to Liverpool, side that's finished below us, we finished 4th in the Premier League and we finished 1st. Hurts that little bit more. I'm not going to take anything away from Liverpool in that game, though. I thought that Liverpool were fantastic over the 2 legs. For 3/4 of the legs anyway, they were fantastic. Liverpool, their game plan was very good. Obviously, they had a couple of decisions go their way, which obviously hurt a lot of City fans, but it is what it is. I thought that Liverpool, in my opinion, deserved to win, even if the decisions had gone with us and against Liverpool. I don't think we'd have probably gone through. It'd have been a more interesting tie, certainly that second leg. We don't know what would have happened. It is what it is. It's ended up obviously giving Man City that kick towards the end of the season to go and break records and hit that 100 points, because I can guarantee right now we'd have got through to the semi-final of the Champions League, and if we'd been drawn against Roma and we'd have got to the final of the Champions League, we'd have been resting players in the Premier League, would have started dropping points, and I don't think that we'd have broke the record. I don't even think we'd have got to 95 points. I reckon we'd have been 1 or 2 points off, purely because of the rotated squad that would have gone out. But instead we ended up putting out quite a strong team in every single game and getting them points. So it is what it is. We've got something to improve on next season. That's the way I would see it. Also, we within the FA Cup, I thought that we looked very, very good, right up to us facing Wigan. I don't know what happened that day. The pitch, I can't use that as an excuse. I thought Wigan were very well organised. Man City, complacent, arrogant, poor, clueless in that game. Wigan, they did what every League One side did, basically, and they managed to shit out, to put it lightly. So there you go, yeah. Wigan, I think that's something for us to improve on. It's like they're our bogey side. So, you know, Wigan's been promoted to the Championship. They could be getting promoted again back into the Premier League. Yeah, something for us to improve on. It'd be nice to go and win the FA Cup, actually. I mean, the FA Cup final yesterday made me think that we've only won it once in our reign under Sheikh Mansour. We won it once. We had that taste in 2011, and we've not had the taste of it again, Pep Guardiola got to the semi-final last season and the 5th round this season. So it'd be nice to go get to the FA Cup final, go and win the FA Cup, in my opinion. That'd be a good season for us. But Premier League and League Cup, I'll take that, in my opinion. So we're going to move on to the players. So I've got a category of like Man City's strengths, weaknesses, Man City's player of the season, signing of the season, etc, etc. So go run in my order. So I've gone for signing of the season. I've gone for Ederson. So I thought he's been absolutely fantastic. One of the reasons we've done so well this season is we've looked so comfortable in net. Bravo made not a lot of mistakes, but he didn't really have a lot to do whilst he was in net last season. When shots were coming at him, he weren't saving them. The distribution was okay. It's not to the standard that Ederson can have it at. Ederson's a better goalkeeper all round, in my opinion. No offence to Claudio Bravo, but I thought that Claudio Bravo's strengths really are you know what I mean? He likes to have a good defence in front of him, so he's able to just distribute the ball. He's there. He's a goalkeeper. He reminds me a lot of Victor Valdez, a goalkeeper. Questionable, good goalkeeper. He's questionable though, and there are better goalkeepers out there. I think that Ederson is a better goalkeeper. His distribution is fantastic. Ederson's goalkeeping abilities, some have said it's a bit suspect. I think it's still all round quite solid, but mainly we're looking for someone so comfortable on their feet, someone who's can beat the press. We've seen him numerous times this season just use his left foot, level the ball. He's also broke the record this season of kicking, drop kicking the longest distance, so he's got one hell of a left foot on him. But still, Bravo's the one that has an assist to his name in the League Cup final, just hoofing it straight to Aguero, beating the press and putting the ball in the net. But Ederson, in my opinion, signing of the season, been fantastic, been a revelation, very important to Man City. He's the goalkeeper. He is the answer, so it's nice to get that one out there. And with my young player of the year, I've given it to Leroy Sané. I can't give it to anyone else. I think Leroy Sané played most games this season. He's been absolutely fantastic. We missed him so much when he got injured for them few weeks. He's been immense. He's been suspect in a game or two this season, not going to lie. The match against Wigan, I thought his attitude was way out. But he's young, we can give him the chance. He's playing a lot of games, he does a lot of things right. He can only get better, and he's already at a standard that is extremely good. He could become world class. He's been fantastic this season. If he can repeat it again next season, he could be up to that level that we're talking of players that you want them to be at. So we could be talking a Germany starter. We could be talking one of Man City's key men, like what Kevin De Bruyne is to us. But he could be Man City's answer on the wings. So he's been fantastic this season. My goal of the season, though, has to go to Fernandinho versus Stoke. The finish is absolutely superb. It's very similar to Kevin De Bruyne's that he scored a few weeks ago. It's just sublime. It's absolutely peach of a goal, but there's so many other goals that I could mention that's also been fantastic. So, like I said, the De Bruyne goal could easily have been in there. Aguero's chip in the League Cup final and the assist from Bravo was fantastic. Aguero's goal against Leicester. There's just so many. There's loads of good team goals out there as well, but the Fernandinho one does stick out. It was just an absolutely fantastic finish, in my opinion. But let me know what you think in the comments of that one, because I'm sure that will be debated. My moment of the season, we won away from home against Chelsea. It was only 1-0 the away. It doesn't suggest that all the 5-0 or 6-0, 7-2 that we did against Stoke, or the hammering against Liverpool. They're great moments. This moment, the Chelsea, well-drilled, well-organised, showed that we were champions, in my opinion. Chelsea, very good last season, and Man City made them look ordinary this season, and again, set in motion a season that Chelsea are going to have in hand, and it set in motion a season that we're going to have. Absolutely fantastic. In my opinion, it's a win of the season. A win away at Chelsea early in the season. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Moment to forget. Wigan away. We'll move on from that, I think. Man City's strengths have been impressed with. The passing's obviously always going to be good under Pep. Our pressing, movement off the ball's also been very good, and I think that the thing that we've been best at this season is our work in defence, working the ball and hitting teams on the counter-attack. Particularly early on into the season, we were phenomenal on the counter-attack. We were clinical, moving forward. De Bruyne was ripping teams to shreds. He's through balls. He's playing the pass at the right time. Perfect weight on the ball, setting up chances. Sterling, Sané, Aguero, Jesus, David Silva, they was all excelling because of this counter-attack movement. It was all set up, in my opinion, around Fernandinho and Kevin De Bruyne. They were just pulling strings. The defence moving up in a tight nick, allowing all the space for Man City to go and hurt teams on the counter-attack. We have been immense on the counter-attack, particularly in that first half of the season. Areas to improve on. I think that one thing I've mentioned in quite a few videos this season is a winning mentality. I think that Man City have lacked a winning mentality. We're now winners. We can call ourselves champions. We can say that we're winners. So hopefully we might be able to see that mentality change next season. Hopefully with a solid signing or two this season of other proven winners, might take us to that next level. I thought that on the pitch we lacked leadership and winning mentality, particularly in that game against Liverpool, where Liverpool were showing no fear. We were showing fear, and in that time you need to stick with it. You need players that are experienced, know what they're doing, proven winners. Real Madrid have a proven winning mentality, so it'll be very interesting to see how that does against Liverpool, because Liverpool, I can guarantee, in the Champions League final will show no fear, and Real Madrid will come in with a lot of expectancy there. They're the Champions League holders, they're extreme winners, they know what they're doing. So, you know what I mean? I feel like Man City just lack that little bit of a winning mentality there. Hopefully, like I said, we've got that mentality there now that we're champions, we win stuff, we're the best. Want them to show it on the pitch. But complacency was a little bit of an issue in a couple of games this season. Match against Huddersfield, I know we won the Premier League and we lifted it, but the 0-0 result, it looked a bit lacklustre. It was boring, it was sideways, not good. Match against Southampton, up to Jesus scoring, I saw it again. I saw it against Wigan. I've seen it at Liverpool in the space of 10 minutes. Away at Anfield. I've seen it in the Champions League. I saw it against Shakhtar. I know there was a rotated squad out. There's just games this season where I've seen the complacency just touching the head. We're turning up like, we're just going to do this. And obviously you need that competitive edge there, which is where complacency comes into it. And last but not least, organisation. I think that we need to be a little bit more organised at the back. Obviously, the signing of Laporte's been fantastic. John Stones, his form has dipped, though, since the beginning of the season, because he was absolutely immense. We've got Benjamin Mendy back, but we need just that little bit more organisation. I feel like on set pieces, when balls are coming in, if they're coming in at the penalty area, remember the match against Manchester United, when balls were coming in, they were struggling to deal with them. Otamendi was stepping out of position. There was all over the place. Big games, we were making mistakes that you don't really see us doing against smaller sides, but against the bigger sides that we were doing. The matches against Liverpool in all the Champions League and the match at Anfield, there's a lot of mistakes there. So I think that they just need to try and organise themselves. When they're backs against the wall, like I said, need a bit of leadership there. So I'd like to see us go and sign, if we're going to sign a centre-back. I know we're being linked with a young lad from Ajax, it's only 18 years old. I'd like to see us have a little bit of leadership in the side, in my opinion. But other than that, I think that we've been fantastic this season. I think there's just little bits me nitpicking. I have to nitpick because we have to improve on something. No team's perfect. Like I said, what I've mentioned, I'm thinking more about winning the FA Cup and Champions League, because I've seen the mistakes happen because we've ended up exiting them competitions, so then mistakes are on show. And I'd like to think that Pep's going to improve on them. My player of the season, though, goes down to Kevin De Bruyne, hands down. I think he's been absolutely immense. If Mo Salah hadn't had a season that he had, he would be the PFA player of the season. But it's not to be. I don't care. He's my player of the season for Manchester City. Now, last but not least, I always pop up in my previews, my team prediction. This time, I'm going to pop up my strongest 11 for Man City. This is my strongest 11 over the season, who I think has been Man City's best performers in each position. So I've gone for Edison in goal, self-explanatory. Kyle Walker, it's self-explanatory. Fabian Delph at left-back, because I think he's been a revelation at left-back. I thought Zinchenko looked very comfortable and good at left-back. Mendy hasn't played enough games, unfortunately, because he got injured. Otherwise, he'd probably be the left-back instead of Delph. Delph stepped in when needed. He's been fantastic. He's looked assured. He's got himself into the England squad. He's been overall a fantastic player. I didn't think that Fabian Delph would become that, so well done to Fabian Delph. I've gone for Stones and Otamendi. I was debating about putting Company in there. Laporte's only been here for half a season. I think that Otamendi on that left-hand side looked fantastic for the majority of the season, though. He's looked very well drilled. He's looked comfortable. The partnership with him and Stones at the beginning of the season was just immense. I put Stones in there. His first half of the season was phenomenal. I think that I can't ignore the fact that he's been that good. I know in the second half of the season he's been error prone, he's been injury prone, he's not been this, he's not been that. I think that Vincent Kompany and Laporte have looked fantastic, but I put John Stones in there because I don't think any of our defenders have reached the level that Stones did in them first half of the season. I think he's just been immense. The rest of the squad's very self-explanatory. Fernandinho, De Bruyne, David Silva. I don't think anyone's going to argue with that being our best midfield. Sterling and Sane out wide, and Sergio Aguero being up front. I really can't argue. I know Jesus simply he struggled to replace Sergio Aguero up front. He will get games, he will score goals, but I think that Sergio Aguero is our man to play up front, at least for the foreseeable future. He's had another good season this season. He scores goals. That could change again next season, though, but that's been my strongest 11. So, it's been emotional. It's been a very good season. That's been my review. It's been a long season, but I've really enjoyed this season, so fingers crossed I'll have plenty more to compliment the team on. I'll have plenty more to talk about. I'll have plenty more. I'm sure I'll have strengths and weaknesses and stuff like that. Football's always about opinions. If we can have a season like we've had this season, next season, I can guarantee 100% that it'll be a successful season. In terms of how season goes for us, this is a very, very successful season. I'm sure every single City fan absolutely delighted with how the season's gone. I am too. So, there we go. That's been my review. So, let me know what you think. Your sign of the season, young player of the season, goal of the season, etc. Let me know your team of the season. All that in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to leave a big thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Put your notifications on, because I'm still not sure if them sub boxes are working. And don't forget to check out my social media in the description below, and check out my second channel and my brother's partner channel, Mixed. Do Mixology Drinks. I'll leave the links to them up at the end of this video. You can go check them out, like and subscribe over there, and I'll see you all again for the transfer videos coming up very soon. And we've also got daily contented football videos still going out, so you can go and check them out as well if you wish. And I'll see you all again tomorrow for more daily contented football videos. So it's been JSGC. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Peace. Ciao for now.